call is from
Pat Hoffman.
an inmate at Airway Heights Correction Center. This call will be recorded and monitored. If you wish to block any future calls of this nature, dial 7 now. To accept this call, press 5 now. To decline this call, hang up. Thank you.
Good morning, good people. How are you doing?
Good morning, Patrick. We're doing good. I'm about to change the oil in my truck. You know how you got to change the oil about every 6,000 miles or so?
Yes. Maybe you should get that new mobile. You can go a whole year on that.
I heard about something like that. Yeah, maybe I should.
Yeah. I don't know if I trust it though. I'm an old schooler. I'm about changing oil regularly.
Yeah, you know, it's big.
Sometimes it's only the oil filter that needs to be changed because this is where the particles that could be bad for the engine collect. So
yeah, it's been about a year.
Anyway,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to touch base with you folks and let you know that when I talked with Erin last week, she asked me to send her a letter on some information that we talked over the phone, and I have sent that letter out. It should be well on its way to you folks, and Agnes will be sending photographs of my medicine bear choker that go along with the writing that I put down for you, and I wanted to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and a happy New Year and a happy Christmas. I didn't have any cards to be able to send, but I sent information like that in the letter along with.
Very good. Well, I guess you got you got Erin's card, right?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It finally came in. It was this wonderful bunch of people that work here. From time to time, it's like they don't want to do their work. They just want to collect the money and punish everybody else for them having a bad time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, it was stamped on there.
Okay.
And it was 3 days slow. It was stamped on there. Please inform your correspondents to put your complete address on there. It will get there faster.
Oh, do we? Let me look what I have for you as an address, and you can tell me what I need to change.
Well, it's still not a change. It's just to add to NB19 after my name and number.
Can you say N as in Nancy, D as in dog?
Yeah, Nancy Boy.
Oh, B
19.
boy. Okay, hold on. Hoffman. So after your name and number, put NB19.
Yes, and then P.O. Box 2049, Airway Heights, Washington, 99001.
Yeah, I got that. So after your number, 2336, put space and then NB Nancy Boy 19.
Yeah, NB19 can go underneath my name.
Oh, it can go underneath. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. It's my name, a number, and then the cell I'm in, and then the unit I'm in, and all of that.
All right.
But if they were taking me to the hole, it wouldn't matter any of that. They'd find a way to do that real quick.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
just so you know, I went through a little deal night before last about lending, borrowing, sharing, whatever. We had gotten our store that day, and somebody wanted to make some burritos, and we all pitched in a little bit, burritos and beans and rice and tortillas and hot sauce and stuff, and the one guy was cooking for his share and stuff. So we had four people in there, and each got 2 burritos. Well, the guards didn't like that because they weren't invited, and they don't have anybody that will do those things for them. And it's against the rules to lend the borrower share, even though it's a Christian kindness to share with those that you care about in adversity with you.
Yeah.
So they come into my cell and tore everything up and took the boxes that I have my music books in. I've got a whole regular-sized box of music and another box with all my letters and all of the crap that the DOC has been trying to push on me over the years and stuff, and told me that after going through 4 searches in 4 months, now I can't have it. It was retaliation. And the officer tried to call me out after we'd gone to dinner, and they tore up the cell and tried to tell me this and that and the other thing. And I says, all I know is 2 small people, 2 very small people came into my cell and stole something that wasn't theirs. And he said, sell in. So I turned and walked away and went to my cell and was there for an hour. And then he comes out and tries to, and says, after you're done there, I was on the can, and he looks in the cell and says, when you're done there, you can come out. So when I come out, I didn't see who it was that said that, so I went to see them. This officer is named Brown, for obvious reasons. Anyway, I asked him, and he said, yeah, and he tried to tell me this whole spiel again, and I says, okay. Now, are you done with that? He said, yes. And I says, well, you need to listen up now, because I'm going to tell you something that's very important. He says, I've done this for 32 years. I've been a prisoner of the state for a crime I didn't commit, and I'm going to get free. And you people need to understand that the things that you're doing are not allowable by law or under your rules, even though you claim that they are, because what you're doing is abuse of prisoners. It's not things that have to be done by you. You take pleasure in this, and I will have an attorney that will take you to court and make you pay for the damages that you do me. So you better think about it, and think about it real good. The best thing to do is leave me alone and let me do my time. If you can't do that, sorry, have a nice day. And I turned and walked away.
Yeah. These prisons
what
are something...
What you going to do with something like that?
Yeah.
They're looking for... They put out enough abuse that they're looking for abuse in return. Because if they get beat down in here, they get to go away for a whole year or maybe longer on administrative leave and get full pay and just do whatever they want to for that year. Isn't that something?
Yeah, it is something. These prisons, I think there was a famous quote, I forget if it was Fyodor Dostoevsky or Victor Hugo, but they said you can tell the state of a society or the health of a society by the way it treats its prisoners. And our society is very unhealthy. Our society is very unhealthy.
Yes, it is. Well, look at the last shooting in Alabama now, where the officer shot a man that was trying to protect people.
Oh, right.
Shot him to death.
Right. That's right.
What you going to do when you've got people in authority like that can't tell the difference between a trained military man that's helping and one that's doing the crime?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. It's time that these law enforcement officials are brought forth and answerable. There was a thing in Seattle here. It's been a little over 2 months ago now. A man was getting ready and going to his wedding. He was marrying a girl on this day, and the Seattle police force grabbed him up, attacked him, and beat him down, and broke his neck and put him in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. He's absolutely gone from the neck down.
Wow.
Seattle police force were backed up by the city of Seattle, and they paid.
Did you know that it took him that long?
They paid $300 million to him and his wife for the damages. Didn't even go to court. It was less than a month from the time of the incident until the time the city of Seattle paid them off. Now, if the city of Seattle can back up its corrupt police force like that, and I know for a fact that their Seattle police force is corrupt because I've been there and I've lived through one of their beatings. So,
you know, on another topic, Patrick, this young Millard is leaving comments and stuff, and I've encouraged him to communicate with you directly because he's trying to ask questions, but you don't see those questions. You can't read the comments, so I didn't know how you wanted to handle that or if you had any advice. But I'm encouraging him to contact you directly because I'm not really a good middleman, and you can't read what he's writing. So I didn't know. You know, he's of course not supportive of you, as you know already, and I think he doesn't have your full story. I think that's one of the reasons Aaron asked you to write it. But I think you have gone into detail in previous phone calls, very much detail, and we have recorded those. So just however you want to, you know, if you have any advice for me, I guess let me know. I guess is what I'm asking.
Well, the only thing I know right now on that is for you to send that information to Agnes on email, and we will try to deal with it as we can.
Okay.
The only thing that I know is this: if this is the youngster in this deal, he was not told the full truth, and he was told by a drunken mother and a cocaine addict who took over after his father was killed in this incident. Now, his mother, I went through all 12 grades of school with at the same school. She knows me. She knows everything that I know from those first 12 years, from 6 to 18, and none of that registers on anything other than it's all poor little me, because her first husband got killed in a woods accident, and now the second one is this way and that, and if she wouldn't, I think the alcoholism has strained places that shouldn't have, and this one hasn't been told the truth, hasn't looked for the truth. The truth is out there. All he has to do is look for it. He doesn't care to know the truth, because then I'm not the scapegoat for his miserable life.
Yeah.
And he doesn't seem to understand that his father went through beating after beating after beating from his father, who was an alcoholic just like this one's mother is. And so he became a police officer in order to be able to overcome that in his own mind and to mete out punishment to all of those where he had a touch of native blood but wasn't enough to be enrolled. His father was enrolled. Now, the thing with this is that this, from what I know of this man, maybe his death was the thing that saved him from experiencing those kind of beatings also. And him trying to blame me for it without knowing that his fellow officer killed him and not me, that is telling also that nobody really looked. They just said, well, because they kind of found him guilty, he's the one that's guilty. And that's not the truth. When you have a prosecutor that stands up and is allowed to say to the jury, you are to look at all of the evidence in this case in the most favorable light to the prosecution. That's the same as telling that jury that the prosecutor saying, I'm telling the truth. Everybody else is a liar here. You're to find them guilty. How am I, or anyone, especially in a native in a white courtroom, going to get a fair trial?
Yeah. I don't think anyone gets a fair trial nowadays. I really believe the court systems are really, really bad.
If it was just that I could understand a little bit better. But to have the state of Washington allow the tribal government to pay $50,000 to have us convicted and then take and turn around from federal money and pay bench people to keep us under wraps because we're hereditary leaders, and the tribal council who is elected doesn't want to give sway to our word, and they fear that we might not want to let gambling on the reservation or might not want to allow gold ore to be taken off of the reservation illegally. Now, there was one council member before this happened that was killed, and they claimed that he went on a drunken bench and wrecked his motorcycle and died. But the officer that was there first on the scene was Mr. Millard. And Mr. Millard had received a brand new vehicle 3 days earlier. A brand new patrol car. And after that, he didn't drive that car anymore. So I went and looked at Briggs's service station and found that the car was parked back there. And the reason why it was parked back there was because there were new turquoise stains, paint stains, on the front of the car, on this white car, that matched the bike paint on the bike that this council member was supposed to have smeared himself upon a clay bank with. That's all I know about that.
Wow. Well, I think
so,
yeah.
There are some things. There are some things that need to be discovered that don't sound right. And with this one, 5 or 6 years later, whatever it was, when he talked with Elmer and I before this incident at the Pines and stuff, he said that he had done things that he didn't like to do for the tribe, and now he was trying to get free of.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
And they wouldn't let him go. That's all I know about that. That's as far as that went. But anyway,
I'll look for the letter.
Right.
I'll look for the letter that you wrote, and I'll scan it and upload it to the website, to your Dropbox.
Yeah. Well, it's about visions and premonitions and viewpoints. So
you have 30 seconds remaining.
please have a good holidays coming up and stuff. I'll try to contact you before then, but if I don't, have a good one, you and your wife.
All right. God bless you, Mr.
Respects.
God bless you, Mr. Hoffman. Have a great day. Okay. God bless.
Yes, God bless you too. Love and respects.
All
Bye
right.
for now.
Bye-bye.